I salute you all with discipline. Captain Ibrahim Traore of the Burkina Faso, all heads of state in the African continent, you are called upon to a reality in the South African nation that is equal to the family of nations. The Republic of South Africa understands the reality in our country and understands the reality in the world. We are in a position where we call all upon heads of states everywhere in the world to understand that Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa is no longer the person who upholds, who defends, and who respects the Constitution, and the person who promotes the unity of the nation and that which will advance the Republic. Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa and everything that he stands for simply subjects all more than 64 million South Africans into slavery, servitude, or forced labor to live and strive for freedom in South Africa, our land. Any person who lives and strives for freedom in their land is a slave. Cessante regione legis, cessat ipsa lex. The obligations imposed in terms of our supreme law at section 13 mandates that no one may be subjected into slavery, servitude, or forced labor. This reality of slavery, servitude, or forced labor has been achieved through judges of the Constitutional Court, which is the highest court in the land, and the perpetual ignorance of our people relative to the reality of what is a function of a judge is that which has led us to this state of emergency in our republic as a result of disorder. An Act of Parliament in terms of milestone 1 of the South African Defence Review 2015 obligates me to arrest the decline in critical capabilities through immediate directed interventions. That is an Act of Parliament consistent with policy defined in terms of Section 2A of the Defence Act. The Honorable Jacob Zuma, the Honorable Lindiwe Sisulu, and the Honorable Professor Rolf Meyer, they will explain to all citizens what is the South African Defence Review. I call upon all people to understand the reality that we are now in a position where the South African National Defence Force is called upon to defend the Constitution. In defense of this particular Constitution, we have approached the Military Command Council through the flag captain, Captain van der Berg, in the South African Navy, the People's Navy. The reality that we live in today is such that people have abused their respective power and public office to achieve personal gain, less the supremacy of the Constitution and the rule of law. The Constitution is the supreme law of the Republic. Law or conduct that is inconsistent with it is invalid, and the obligations imposed by the Constitution must be fulfilled. We have an international treaty as the Democratic Republic of South Africa that speaks to all Africans, obligating every individuals to contribute to the best of their abilities at all times and at all levels to the promotion and achievement of African unity. When I call upon Africans to unite, as I do now, I expect all Africans to unite. And when I say Africans, I do not mean those who are black. I mean those who were born in the motherland of Africa. We have history, we have today, and we must prepare for tomorrow. And our tomorrow must produce an actual reality in which all Africans are united. What I see on national television and national media that is being promoted is division. Everything that intends to divide Africans is publicized on national media. And everything that is intended to unite Africans is not publicized on national media. And I call upon Africans to wake up, and especially South Africans who are putting their energy to hate another African. Please stop it. We are born to be lovers. We are born to be free. Let us not let our ability not to go to Nigeria, to Ethiopia, to Burundi, to Malawi, to Zimbabwe, or anywhere hinder those who are able to come to South Africa. Many of South Africans, they look for an excuse. And I do not say that the unaliving of children is not a sound reason to fix things. However, when you want to fix things, you have to consider the future. And the future is that which is in our hands. When you want to kill another African as a result of an African life lost, where are you going? I call upon those who are enraged with foreigners in our land to come down and understand that you are being abused emotionally by national media. Because national media should be showing you a reality of the president who upholds and defends the Immigration Act and arrest all immigrants and take them home. That is not happening. Why? Stop being controlled by thoughts and look at reality. There is no foreign person who has been arrested by Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa and sent home. And there is no South African who has been arrested for harboring such foreigner. If I am to be realistic to you in terms, it will be the reality at which I have to arrest the perpetrator and the co-conspirators. The Immigration Act obligates a reality that you cannot house an immigrant in the Republic. You cannot give them accommodation. You cannot employ them. If I am the person that has written such and do not abide by such, why did I write it as president? Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa is unable to perform the functions of office, and all that he has done was only to bring confusion to you and not accountability. Accountability is in terms of statute. And when you choose not to abide by statute, that particular statute ceases to exist. You all think that there is an Immigration Act that must be enforced by the Department of Home Affairs. However, that particular reality is not practical. So, I call upon unity, I call upon calm, I call upon peace in our land. I call upon all people that have vested all their energy in hating another Africans to vest all their energy in loving and understanding another African, so that Africa can take its rightful place as a sovereign continent in the world. Please, there are many things that we may fight about as fellow South Africans. There are many opportunities that we have to develop our country and build a South Africa that we can all be proud of. I agree that I do not know everything. I agree that I cannot do that which you can do, and neither can any do that which I can do. For I am an individual, as you are an individual. The African Charter on Human and People's Rights obligates all individuals to contribute to the best of their abilities at all times and at all levels to the promotion and achievement of African unity. We request the Defense Force to defend and protect the Republic, its territorial integrity, and its people in accordance with the Constitution and the law. And that request has gone through to the Defense Force through the flag captain of the People's Navy. Captain van der Berg was called by myself, and we exchanged the details of his email address, in which the Military Command Council was requested to have an audience with myself and another independent and impartial tribunal or forum that is requesting to uphold, defend, and respect the Constitution of the Republic and promote the unity of the nation and that which will advance the Republic. We understand it to be true that the South African National Defence Force and all its members has pledged to serve and defend the country and its people. And I am one of the people in the country. That is why I also must be served and defended as pledged. I have approached the South African Police Service to comply with the law of the land, in particular at Section 104.10, Section 104.11, and Section 104.17 of the Defence Act. And the station commander in the Hillbrow Police Station told me direct to my face that he shall not comply with the law of the land. That is an embarrassment to the people that are tasked to uphold the law of the land. And the station commander of Hillbrow Police Station is also a decline in critical capabilities that must be arrested through immediate directed interventions, as obligated in terms of Milestone 1 of the South African Defence Review. Every time I engage with any public servant, I expect the obligations imposed in terms of Chapter 10 of the Constitution delineating public administration. And each and every time I get people promoting personalities and their respective personal beliefs, and not professionalism. That reality is that which have brought our country into its knees relative to corruption. And we are going to end corruption. The judges in the Constitutional Court shall be arrested. It shall be done by the members of the South African National Defence Force or the members of the South African Police Service or the citizens. We are not going to have a reality in which all people in our country are caused to be slaves, and the people accountable for causing them to be slaves are not held accountable. I am tired of people who do not understand the actual meaning of South Africa, and that South Africa belongs to all who lives in it. People must start understanding the meaning of words. And I ask all of you to understand that every term that I have written in terms of Constitutional Court case number CCT 141 of 2024 are true. And people are trying by all means to continue to subject me and the people that I have pledged to serve and defend in accordance with the Constitution and the law, and with honor, dignity, courage, and integrity, to be in a position where they continue to live and struggle for freedom in South Africa, our land. People shall live and enjoy freedom in the universe, our home. For I am true to my terms. I am true to my mandate of office. I am true to the obligations imposed by God and our ancestors for all people to be free. Not all people to be saying with the power of their tongue that they want to live and strive for freedom in their land as proclaimed by Madame Cyril Ramaphosa and his administration. You see me being arrested for wanting all of you to comply with the law at section 9(2) of the Constitution. And you think that I am confused when I tell you that all people must pray to God in national prayer to ask God for all of us to live and enjoy freedom. You think it is a joke. And you say, hey, the state is powerful. They will arrest you when you follow the law. They will arrest you when you follow the law. You are in a position where you don't even know where you are, whether you are coming or whether you are going. And I am in a position where I must lead you from the darkness of living and struggling for freedom to the light of living and enjoying freedom. All people who oppose me are people who are demonic to your reality of living and enjoying freedom. And I say this with honor to our mother and father who has written the law for us, which we are expected to comply with today. I ask all people to understand that the Constitution is the supreme law of the Republic. I am not the supreme law of the Republic. Madame Cyril Ramaphosa is not the supreme law of the Republic. Nobody is the supreme law of the Republic. The supreme law of the Republic is the Constitution. and law or conduct that is inconsistent with it is invalid. We have a state of invalidity. That is why I call upon a state of emergency in terms of Section 37 of the Constitution as a result of disorder. And the aim of this particular state of emergency is to restore peace and order. That is why I call all heads of states in the African continent to understand that Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa has been causing the roots of the African continent to live and struggle for freedom. And automatically, the branches and the leaves of that particular tree, including the stem, shall live and struggle for freedom. Many of you have wakened up to a reality of taking ownership of your land and minerals and everything that is due to you. You have woken up a reality that is and has for many generations, causing us not to achieve that which is intended for us. We are the richest continent in the world. We produce all minerals of the world. 67% of the global economy comes from this continent. Yet this continent is engaged in law or conduct that is busy killing itself. I call for peace. I call for an African to stop killing another African. The M23 rebels, any other form of rebels that exist, stop seeing yourself killing another black person to please any other person who wants to obstruct us from living and enjoying freedom. We are all Africans. We are all the sons and daughters of the soil to which we all call home. I call upon all heads of state to on-site cause Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa to be arrested and brought before a court or another independent and impartial tribunal or forum that is competent to resolve a dispute by the application of law, decided in a fair public hearing. All people in the Republic of South Africa, when you see Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa, arrest him and bring him before court. The first person that you must call after arresting him, it's me. Force number 99004046 MC, Lieutenant Commander Sylvester Volane Madala Mangolele. You will do all that I say, for you respect the defense force whose primary object is to defend and protect the Republic, its territorial integrity, and its people, in accordance with the Constitution and the law. Judges in the Constitutional Court did not comply with the Constitution. That is true, and I call them also to be arrested on sight by any South African who is loyal to the Constitution as obligated in terms of Section 41 of the Constitution. Section 41 1D to be actual precise. Section 41 1D of the Constitution obligates all organs of state to be loyal to the Constitution, the Republic, and its people. So, I am not asking you to do things that are out of the context of the Constitution. As a citizen, when you arrest Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa, you will do so in terms of Section 35 of the Constitution and the law at Section 42 of the Criminal Procedure Act. You will not be doing something that is illegal. As a security service, when you arrest Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa, you will be doing so in terms of Section 35 of the Constitution and the law at Section 40 of the Criminal Procedure Act. For the members of the South African National Defence Force, Section 40 of the Criminal Act is as delineated in your power when performing the duties of office in terms of Section 20 of the Defence Act. I call upon all fellow South Africans and all Africans to unite, and I call upon all people to come together so that all of us shall stand united to live and enjoy freedom. Freedom is every right enshrined in the Bill of Rights at Chapter 2 of the Constitution. Good people, I have lost many things as a result of the incompetence of Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa, and I cannot lose you or any sense thereto as a result of Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa anymore. We shall do things in accordance with the Constitution and the law. Let us put all our differences and concentrate in one common cause, which is the supremacy of the Constitution and the rule of law. And all Africans, and I mean all Africans, shall live and enjoy freedom in the universe, our home. That is the reality that I bring to you, and then that is the ingenuity that will bring Africa to its agenda to 2063. You will understand that before you go to a goal, you start acting now. And I call upon all Africans to arise and start acting now. For the Constitution of our Republic allows everyone to have any dispute that can be resolved by the application of law decided in a fair public hearing, or where appropriate, another independent and impartial tribunal or forum. I ask all of you to understand that which I have said to you is word for word that is written at Section 34 of the Constitution. If you do not believe me, go and read Section 34 of the Constitution. Captain Ibrahim Traore, the president in our republic, is called a person that must uphold, defend, and respect the Constitution as the supreme law of the republic, and promotes the unity of the nation and that which will advance the republic. Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa did not do that. Is refusing to do that. Is doing everything in his power to be smiling at you while he is enslaving our African brother and sister, mother and father, grandfather and grandmother, child and child's child for generations. I ask all heads of state to understand that I am a commissioned officer, as Captain Ibrahim Traore is a commissioned officer that saw wrong and then corrected that wrong. I also, as the peace officer, am seeing wrong and I am correcting that wrong. That is why I call upon each and every individual in the Republic of South Africa and in an African continent to unite. We know the issues of the spaza shop. There is opportunity for everyone there to develop. Just stop wanting to divide. You killed my father 10 years ago. Now I must kill you. Haya, haya, haya. Stop it. My mother and father is gone. The injustices of our past are recognized. Let us move forward as Africans together. When we move forward, divided, we remain in a system where another person tells another, dig a toilet there for me to have my human dignity. Dig a toilet. We refuse to say dig a trench that will carry the sewage to a sewage plant everywhere in our republic. Stop fighting each other. Stop fighting each other and killing each other as Africans. Stop it. We have an opportunity to grow. Stop listening to this national media that is feeding you garbage and making sure that you don't see the likes of me before all of you promoting unity. The national media is owned by somebody who is telling all of you, hey, fight, 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 fight. And what happens in an African mind that is so powerful, when it hears the word, it follows. Please, just have breaks. I know you are angry, the citizens of Soweto. I know you are angry, the citizens of Republic of South Africa. I know wrong has happened in the past, but now we have this opportunity. We have it. We have it. It is here in our hands. Let us make use of it and teach our children peace and harmony, and let each of them grow their potential and let that potential be noticed. All of us have got a skill, and all of us have got an ability to contribute to another's life. Let us stop this thing. Hi. Say yes, 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 yes. For once. Just say yes, 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 yes. Stop saying hi and provoking a negative spirit. Say yes, 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 and provoke a positive spirit that will see Department of Home Affairs available in each and every location. That will see